welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley. How's everyone doing?
How we doing? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Sorry about us not being live yesterday. Had some issues, but we're back. We're back stronger than ever. That's how it
That's
goes
it. That's
sometimes.
it. No
Yep.
Morgan this
No
this morning. He's
Morgan.
probably sleeping it off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because I know he drinks a ton. That's actually a joke. Morgan doesn't drink at all.
Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say.
but it is what it is. We're here. We're live. We're ready to rock and roll. We'll talk a little NASCAR. We talked about it last week. I thought the last week's race was slow. It was boring as hell. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's a little bit better this week. I was kind of hoping to get Morgan's take on it.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Let's see. We're
They're gonna be in
yeah,
Phoenix
we're
today,
all
so we'll
Phoenix
see.
today. All
Yeah,
right.
we'll have to see. It's the I don't know what Phoenix track
Yeah.
looks like, so can't really talk on it. But
3:30. 3:30
3:30.
race. We'll see.
Yep. I
We'll
guess.
see how it goes. Like I said, I hope. I don't. It's probably not a draft race. It's probably like similar to how it was last week, where like they don't always get all close together.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, maybe there'll be some excitement. Maybe it'll be, you know, uh, you know, someone who can actually, move up the seedings and the places as if they like fall behind. But hopefully it's not like last time where it's like, okay, if you're top five in the polls, you're gonna finish top five in the race unless you screw up, and then if
Yeah.
you get to the back, you're not gonna come back. So
For sure. For
you're
sure.
gonna be around there. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Definitely.
That's NASCAR.
That's NASCAR
Um,
for us.
hockey's trade deadline passed. Teams now kind of like going back. Lightning and Rangers both big wins yesterday.
Yeah.
Shutouts, both of them.
Yeah.
Lightning 7-0, man. They just
Yeah. No.
taking care of business
And the
there.
new guys were in that rotation. They were big pieces of that game. So maybe we
Yeah,
needed those guys. So
yeah. That was pretty good. So,
yeah, for sure.
last night I watched the what was it? The MMA fight,
Yeah, me too.
and I'll be honest, like, yeah, I fell asleep during the last match because, I mean, I know this guy's supposed to be like, he avenged his one loss, and he's, I guess, supposed to be exciting,
Yeah,
but
Sean O'Malley.
because he's a star or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like I know it went to distance and he won by
Yeah.
technical knockout, or he won by
Split
decision.
decision. Yeah.
But like when I woke up, they were already in like the last round, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and neither of them looked beat up or bloody, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, he
what
got. I
was
think the
this like?
third round he threw some knees in there, and we thought we were gonna knock him down. But that guy that he was fighting has never been knocked down ever. Like none of his fights, he's
Right?
never been. So he's got a
Yeah,
tough
no,
chin, and
I was. I thought the fight before it was really good.
yeah,
The one guy, whatever French special forces, and like I don't know who was the favorite in that one, but because they were both pretty evenly matched, and then the one dude just like caught him with the uppercut or whatever on his chin, and that just made him go down. That was a great fight though.
yeah.
Um, and then he had the what is it? The guy Venom
Oh yeah,
something.
Venom.
He made
Yeah,
his debut, and you could tell that like his opponent was really good, but his opponent wasn't a good wrestler, so that was a good first guy for him because the guy was a kickboxer. So you're not going to want to fight a wrestler your first time because you're just going to get your ass kicked because you're not
yeah,
used
for
to that
sure.
kind of
No, dude,
stuff.
if it
Like,
gets to the
but he,
ground,
he did get in the ground, and then he did twirl himself out of it. So it was a good first win for him. Uh, but it's funny with them doing like the showboat and stuff like that because usually that comes back to haunt you more
yeah,
in UFC than anything else. But yeah, I watched it. It was pretty entertaining for the most part. I liked the matches. Like I said, unfortunately I fell asleep during the main event, but you know it is
yeah.
what it is. This
It
kid
was
won,
late though.
O'Malley.
I
So
was not expecting it to be almost 1 o'clock in the morning by the main event. I was not.
I know.
I thought it was gonna be 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
I
that's
was.
what it was. Because
Yeah.
normally, I mean, usually they come on by 12, but then 12 it was like the undercard.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
looked at
what?
12. I
What?
said,
We
okay,
saw-
I'm gonna watch it a little bit, and then I started watching it because I started watching it almost at 12 because I'm like, oh, about to be the.
Right, the main event.
I watched the Lightning game, and that ended like at like 10 something. Then I got situated with putting that on, and then I'm like,
Yeah, when the
okay,
Ranger game ended, I was like, all right, let me turn this on, and then
yeah,
I'm watching, and I watched all the earlier fights, and they were pretty good,
yeah,
and then
it was a good
that's the
card.
thing about sometimes the fights, the main event might not live up to the hype, but sometimes you got some of those undercard fights that are really really good.
Yeah, they had a
So
lot of
I was
cards on there because of that, because of how big the event was, because it was big a big championship match. So that's what they do. That's why sometimes it does take later to come out there. But yeah, I was like, man, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then they went the distance. Sometimes they don't go the distance, so it's only
yeah,
like do the math. 5 round time. What is it? 5 minutes? Was it or 3 minute fights?
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't remember. I was
Each
watching it, but I couldn't even
each
remember.
round is like 5 minutes, and then
Yeah,
like the top ones go 5 rounds,
yeah.
where some of the other ones go 3 rounds.
Yeah, they try to
So
make it so that you're
you
not
know,
sitting there waiting because they have a time frame still.
hmm
President Obama. I was watching something earlier with Obama, but no, Trump was there with Dana White.
well, Trump was there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Trump
was a
was
big
there.
big
Yeah,
deal.
well, that's
I
like
mean,
it.
it was down in Florida where he lives. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
not far
yeah.
inside
I can't
the
believe it was
state
in
is, but
Miami. That was awesome. I didn't know it
he had
was.
a really good positive reaction, which I'm not surprised.
Yeah, come
A
on.
lot of the UFC fans and stuff
Yeah,
like that, they supported him throughout the years. So like, it was good to see. He looked good. I mean,
yeah.
he looked kind of like he's doing his thing. We'll see what happens. With
With
the
the
whole politic things. I ain't gonna get
yeah,
into
I
that,
know. I'm
but
not bringing that into it. I was just bringing that
he
Trump
looked
in.
good.
Yeah,
Melania his wife looked good. They enjoyed themselves.
yeah.
Just getting out there.
That's what it's
He used
about.
to be like before he was president. He was always a mainstay at the big fights. Always, like he would,
Yeah,
show up and he'd be talking to the fighters and doing whatever. Like he was a big because he used to promote them at his casinos and
yeah.
stuff. You
So it
know what I
makes
mean? So,
sense. Yeah,
but like he was, and that's the thing. Like before politics, like people don't really remember how much people love Donald Trump. Like he was the man, this and that. Like
yeah, for
he
sure.
was really really cool. But then you go to politics, all of a sudden you become a
Yeah, I
villain, and
know that,
or
and
they'll tear you down. It doesn't matter how good of a guy you are or not. But whatever. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But he was always a staple at the big fights. And then when he was president, obviously you're president, you can't be showing up at the fights. But it was cool to see him there. You know what
yeah,
I
for
mean?
sure. It
Like,
was, it
hey, you
was.
know what? I'm not the president anymore, and I'm going to show up to the things I enjoy and promote.
Yeah,
So
I would hope that if
that
you're
was
the
that was
president,
pretty
you
cool.
should be able to enjoy things still. You know what I mean? That's the
Well, I mean, you got other things on your
Yeah,
plate.
for
So,
sure, for sure. I wasn't saying it like that, but I'm not saying to
but
be
yeah,
out
yeah,
partying
yeah.
every
But
night,
also,
but
like, it's a more of a security risk when you're
yeah,
actually the president. You
for
know what I
sure,
mean?
for sure.
So, not that it's not a security risk for him, but it's like I said,
Well, not in that
it's
arena.
not
Like
it's
that's
not
where,
as
like you said, those people adore Trump. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Oh
they,
yeah. Years ago, like when we were younger, it was like, oh yeah, man, Trump's the man. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
He had his reality TV show and this and that. But like, you got into politics, you're president, they're gonna just tear you apart, man.
yeah, for sure, for
It's
sure.
it's just ugly. It's ugly on the outside. It's ugly on the inside, and people want to rip them apart and do whatever, and accuse the dude of stuff, and it's like, and it's on both sides. So like, it doesn't, like that's what they don't realize. Like, you want to rip the one guy, and now they're ripping the other guy, and it's like, whatever. I just, I just want to watch fucking sports. Like I can't stand it when athletes kind of protest every now and then. Like if they do it like quick at the beginning and then they continue on with whatever. But like when it's like a continuing thing, it's like, dude, I just want to see a basketball game or a football game or a hockey game or an MMA fight. Like I'm here to watch the competition. I'm not here to talk about whatever.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
No,
and then
nothing.
and then and then like I said, and then people get on it both sides. Like, oh, why are you doing this? You're blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't want to hear you complain about it. Like, I just want to see a goddamn game. Like, I don't care if you want to kneel, you want to protest. That's your business. But
Yeah.
don't. I don't want to hear the people saying, "Well, he's doing this for this," and I don't want to hear the people saying, "You should be doing this and this and this." I just want to see a game.
Yes.
You know. So I'm not. I'm not going on into politics or people's opinions. I don't protest things like or products because of whatever they do. If I like a product, I'm gonna get it. If I don't like a product, I'm not gonna get it. Like Bud Light was
100%.
under some scrutiny a couple years ago. I don't like Bud Light just in general. It gives me a headache. I don't know why. It's just to me Bud Light is piss water. So I personally like if I'm drinking a light beer, I like Miller Lite. If Miller Lite ever did something politically to, whether I agreed or disagreed, I'm probably still going to buy it because I like it, Because at the end of the day, I don't care what these fuckers think. They're here to serve me. I'm the consumer,
That's
right?
it. That's it. They're here to serve you, man. They're here to
We're
serve
here to
you.
consume.
Well, that's what I always think when I think about products and in anything. Like I like the product because I like the product. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and
Like,
get a product
I
because of
don't care
somebody
what they
else. Yeah, I don't care what anybody likes. Like
listen.
that.
As long as you keep making a quality product that I enjoy,
That's it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to,
And I
I'm going
hope
to watch
everyone
that
does
game.
that. I hope everyone.
Drink that beer.
Yeah, drink the beer. You've been drinking it for 20 years. You think it's gonna
Right. I'm
change
not
your opinion?
now because somebody said something like who cares? Like at
Yeah,
the end of the day, people just find people find love human beings love to find shit to fight about,
it's
and
true. It's true.
maybe because I grew up as a sports fan, I get it. But at the end of the day, I can stop there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The game's over. Somebody won, somebody lost. You feel great when you win, you feel fucking shitty when you lose, but you move on to the next day.
yeah,
And it's the same thing in everything else. Like people find that's what I kind of like about sports because it's like there are cases obviously like especially through the years in soccer where like a soccer team loses and like people in those countries just burn the fucking stadium to the ground, which listen, my heart gets it. I get it. Like there's been history with soccer players of you know someone gave up a goal and then they get fucking murdered afterwards. Like
yeah. Those
it's that
international
extreme. Yeah,
games
no, I
are
get it.
scary, man. I don't
Right.
recommend.
That's
I
where
would
the
like to
whole.
go still because of that atmosphere, like how crazy it is. But like
Uh-huh.
it's still scary because there's nothing that's gonna save you if it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
once that riot
but
shit goes and you're in that like little crosshair.
people are crazy.
Yeah, man. Like
And they go nuts and I just want to enjoy it and then yeah it sucks when you lose but
yeah,
you go and you fight another day and
yeah,
then that's all it is. It's
it's true.
competition and it's at its finest and that's what sportsmanship's supposed to be about, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But when people fight about
Well, I don't
politics
feel
there's no
like they're
sport.
the players fight each other. That's what it is. They have the sportsmanship, but
Oh,
it's the
I
fans.
love that too.
Yeah,
Baseball used to be the shit, and it's different now only because these guys there's less fights, and I don't think it's so much to do with the rivalries or the intention of the game. It's just that
yeah,
off the field and off the sports, these guys all mingle with each other. They're all playing with each other, and like they understand that things get heated. But usually, the top players, the top guys, they're all hanging with each other. Before the game, after the game, they're all good friends. There is a sorority about them. So like when you see like certain guys, talk and go at it,
yeah,
that usually ends right then and there. And young players, things escalate. Maybe things do go a little bit, but it's not like it used to be. Like back in the day, you were on your team, I was on my team. We didn't hang out afterwards. Like we weren't part of a thing. And you
yeah,
like usually grew up within that organization, and that's who you played for. So
yeah,
like you're not friends with that guy. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Like when it was the Pistons and the Celtics, like Bill Lambier and Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman and versus Larry Bird and stuff, like they weren't like doing stuff together afterwards. So like if something went wrong on the court, they were brawling. They didn't
Yeah,
care. They were fighting with each other, and benches would clear and this and that. But nowadays it's like you look at like, I don't know, the Knicks and Miami. So like Brunson and Jimmy Butler and Bam and all those guys, they're gonna play hard on the court, and
Yeah.
they're not gonna be buddy on the court. But after the woods, they're probably both at the same club,
Yeah.
same whatever.
Yeah, for
Jimmy's like,
sure.
listen, you got to try this restaurant, man. It's good,
Yeah, for sure.
this and that.
They're
Like
gonna hashtag
they
each other, add each other on
right.
something. You know what I mean? It,
Exactly. Like,
yeah,
there's more of a relationship off the court. And you know what? Through my softball career, especially when I was real competitive, that's what would happen with me. Like, because I started out with one team, but then you become friends with other teams, and then
yeah,
throughout the 10, 20 plus years that I was playing, I played either with or against most of these guys.
yeah,
I was down in Florida, battling with these guys, for a tournament, and then the next week I was on opposite teams playing against each other.
yeah,
And like, you're competitive, you talk shit, but at the same time, it's like I grew such great relationships from the people that I played softball with throughout the years that, whether I played with them or against them, they're part of like my family. Like,
yeah, for
it's like
sure.
an extended family.
And I hope people
You
understand
just
that.
have that.
Yeah, because like
So
when
like,
I,
and I get that. Like, and there's people who don't understand that
yeah,
aspect of it. Like, there's still the old school thought, like,
yeah,
he plays for the Red Sox, you play for
yeah,
the Yankees,
you
how
should
could you
hate
be
them.
friends with them?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
now you see, like, years later, after the bitter rival, they're still rivals, but they have Big Poppy and they have Jeter just shooting the shit on fucking post game. Like, that's these guys are friends, man.
yeah. What's up, Pop?
They're just competitive. Oh,
Okay.
hey,
I didn't call her yesterday. I owe her $18. It's on the table.
Okay, Pop. I'll look at the camera.
All right.
But yeah, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. But it's okay. We're live.
no,
So,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
You're fine.
But yeah, no, it's true
But
though.
yeah,
Like,
no, like, that's where I feel like the maturity of the current sports world is actually a lot better than how it used to be, and how, like, I wish obviously some other kind of politics stuff would kind of
yeah,
people would kind of like be less crazy about it, because behind the scenes, and that's the thing, behind the scenes, these guys are all, chum chum, buddy buddy.
for
They
sure,
do things to keep the people that vote for them, going for them,
for sure. Because
but they probably still in the back, having dinner with each other, doing whatever. But for the TV, for what's out there, it's a show, and you're just trying to fire up your supporters and do whatever it takes to stay, in relevant.
yeah,
So it's
no,
almost like, real life politics. I swear to God, it's like the WWE.
because when I
It's a
played
story,
sports,
and it's gonna keep people glued, and it's going to get people fighting. But then
yeah,
back at house, they're just like, "Oh man, you all right? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, for
I
sure,
hit you
for
like
sure,
14 times with the chair. You sure
yeah.
you're all right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever. I'm going to get you on the next house show.
It's when the cameras
So
are off, you know.
exactly.
Yeah, because like I remember playing sports, and I remember being friends with players, and I remember being friends with my friends. You know what I mean, and playing like backyard football.
Oh,
It didn't change how
oh yeah.
competitive I was in that position. I didn't care if you were my best friend. If I had the ball in my hand, I was running you over. If you had the ball in your
Well,
hand,
that's the thing.
I was tackling you. I hope.
Just like you're competitive, and you want to be the best, and
Yeah,
you're gonna talk smack. But after the game's done,
yeah,
you get it. You're gonna be whatever. Like I said, like I have friends where literally, like, we played a tournament in the morning, and then we flew home that night, and then the next morning we played against each other in a league, like, fucking playoff game.
yeah. That's
So,
true.
like,
It's
you're
definitely
competitive. You're gonna
yeah,
play. You're gonna give it your all. And whether it's your, sometimes you even give it a little bit more because you're friends with the other,
yeah. Sometimes you
the
do.
other side. You
You
know what I
want to
mean?
hit your
Yeah,
friend a
I'm
little harder, you
the
know.
best.
But yeah,
So,
that's what people need to
that is
understand.
what it is. What it is. But that's the whole point of it. You build relationships and build, foundations, and so you
Yeah,
have people to talk about things with. So, I'm really enjoying the leagues now
Yeah.
because of that. Obviously, like you still have like hockey. There's still no shortage of fights.
No.
Everyone's gonna fight. They're a tough guy,
They fight their
whatever.
own
But they,
friends that were
but
on the same team. They don't care. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, we had some issues, but we were talking about maturity of the game and stuff like that. So we do
yeah,
apologize. Internet happens, Sorry, you guys, but we're back. We're back, and we are ready for
technical
action.
difficulties.
Yeah, but yeah, no, yeah, man. So the maturity of the game is for sure. It's looking at what people don't understand is that what competitiveness was mixed with still aggression on the field or the court or the rink or wherever you play is
Right,
definitely the same. Like, I hate that people do that. They're like, "Oh, they can't be friends." But they can be friends because it's a business. That, like, we as fans don't like it because we hate a team so much, but like
right.
that
No
person
matter who
is
plays for him. But
yeah.
then, but you never know. In 2 years, we'll end up having that guy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah, and then you love them.
then
You welcome him with open
you have to
arms.
love the guy.
Yeah, so for sure. I love the team. You know what I
So
mean? So that's why you hate the
exactly.
fan base more than you hate the player, right? Like when I get
Right.
into the
You have
yeah, when I get into the season, I don't talk to Jet fans usually. I don't talk to Bills fans usually. I don't talk to Patriot fans usually because I'm so
no.
committed to the team that I don't like them. You know what I mean? Because I know what's gonna come. I know they're gonna talk
What's gonna
shit,
come? I know.
and it's just gonna be an issue. So I go, you know
Right.
what? We're not friends right now, but then I'm really best friend. I'm friends with Jet fans all over, and I don't like
Oh yeah.
Jets, but but my friends I grew up with, all my like literally, it was me and my one friend were Dolphin fans, and everybody else in South Miami were all Jet fans. So I chilled with a group of people
Right.
that were all from the Bronxes, all from the Queens, all from the areas, all Jet fans, and literally that's what they did. They repped the Jets, and we went to the bars, and the Dolphin bar became a Jets bar. Isn't that ridiculous? In Miami, we became a Jets bar. That's how many Jet fans were down there that I used to chill with. That I would go to this thing with my, Jason Taylor jersey or my Chris Chambers jersey, and they would be literally bombarding me because they're like, "Oh, look at this! You're in a Jet bar." But they open you with open arms, no matter win or lose. They love having people there, and it's the sports, and I never got in fight with people, even though I hate them at that time. It's not like I hate them as a person. You hate their team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Your team, and like
yeah,
they're your rival, and you're
yeah,
allowed to
definitely.
hate them.
You're allowed.
But then afterwards, you laugh and like win or lose, you just whatever. You have a couple of drinks, you have a couple laughs, you talk
Yeah,
smack the next day. Like what, next time we're gonna get you or whatever,
yeah,
or whatever. You
for sure,
get
for
beat
sure.
down every day. Because at the end of the day, we get paid. We don't get paid for this. As a fan, we
Yeah,
are it's our emotions. We file it, but we're not getting paid.
yeah.
We're not on the thing. What's the matter?
I don't know if you were aware. I didn't know. It's fall forward.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I'm
So
good.
it's not 10 a.m., it's 11
I
a.m.
know. No.
Oh, okay. I know that
Yep.
we're meeting
Yep.
your family
I know.
later.
I'm
Okay.
good.
All right.
Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, like we're not getting paid for this. We're not paid for the organization.
Yeah,
I'm not the GM building the team. I'm not one of the players playing. So like
yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
end of the day, I can talk all the smack I want. I'm not going to be held accountable for it. And at the same time,
Yes.
like whether my teams win or lose or they're a contender or whether they're trash,
Yeah,
that's I'll be frustrated, but I have no say on that whatsoever. You know what I
100%.
mean? I know there are people that believe in their superstitions and they have their rituals, but at the end of the day, if my team lost, it's not because I put on my different socks, or if they won, it's not because I had my lucky socks on or whatever.
Yeah,
That
for
kind of
sure.
stuff is fun and it's quirky, but at
I
the end
used
of
to
the
be that
day,
way. Oh,
we're not in there making the plays. We're not the ones building the team. So, we're just gonna live and die by what it is, and that's it.
well,
Hope for the best and
that's it.
enjoy it when we're good, and then just fucking painfully suffer when we're bad.
Yeah, turn the TV on
So
and just pray you get a win. We all been there. I've been a Dolphin
And
fan
that's
for
the
a long
thing,
time.
like when you're a contender, that makes it, I think that almost makes it worse because it's like I have a chance to win, and then when you don't win, it
Yeah,
just breaks your
for
heart.
sure,
When
for sure.
like if you're trash, you're just like oh, whatever. Like we're just gonna get steamrolled today, but
Yeah,
whatever, you know.
yeah. You're still gonna watch.
So like right, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a long season, but at least I get to watch some games, and then I get to like ridicule the team for being bad and make fun of the players for
yeah.
being like average Joes instead of like some legit contender. So I don't
100%.
know. It is what it is. But
Yep,
that's why we do it.
for sure, for sure. That is why we do
So
it.
anyway,
But at the end of the day, we're just gonna be fans, and that's it. I don't
that's
care
it.
if the players like each
So
other after the
today we
game.
got. That's right. Well, today we have a race, and I don't have any really
Yeah,
favorites that I'm going to
I put
watch. I
$5 on
I did enjoy
Hamlin.
the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll watch this. I'm not sure. I'm supposed to go out to dinner with some relatives.
nice.
So I'll probably catch the race. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I'll definitely tonight the next play. They had a big win the other day against Orlando, and that was interesting because like Orlando had just passed them in the play in the seeding, and they were half a game ahead, and then they had won 5 in a row, but they had beaten the Knicks like 3 times this year, and they got Brunson back, and they just stomped them, like destroyed them. I was just like, wow. I was working, but I watched it on replay because I was
yeah,
like, I ain't missing this game. They held them to a league low 74 points for the whole game. Like nowadays, teams score that in a quarter, and
yeah.
they
It feels
had
like
them
it
at
for sure.
74 points. That's just defense. They just shut them down. It was crazy to see. They just couldn't do anything. They couldn't score inside. They couldn't hit threes. And
Yeah,
their Knicks defense was just like all over them. So it was really good to see. And like I said, we got our number one star back. Number two and number three are coming, and we're kind of holding tight in that 4 spot. But right now, it's we got back to get back against Philly, who's even more beat up than we are. They're missing Embiid, now they're missing Tobias Harris, and they're missing what's his face, the guard, Tyrese Maxey. So
wow.
Maxey out, all these guys are out. So we could definitely win these games. It's at home, so I'm looking forward to tonight. Kind of make that stretch run and then get our guys healthy. Uh, how's Miami holding up? They had
They're
won a bunch of games in a
Yeah,
row,
they
but
won.
then
I
they
think they
lost.
lost. They lost the other day. I know. I'm looking right now on the schedule to see if they're playing
Oh, they're
tonight.
playing. They're playing the Wizards. They're playing the Wizards today. That should
Oh,
be an
okay.
easy win.
Yeah,
Like
that should be a win for sure. That's what I was
The
like.
Wizards
Other,
are trash. They're one of the bottom feeders. They're
yeah,
11
10
point
wins.
favorites.
Wow.
There's an 85% before even tip off. The analytics have the Heat at an 85%,
Yeah,
to win. So that just tells you, where both of these teams are. Yeah, they won their last game, Washington against Charlotte, who's another bottom dweller, but they had lost like 5 straight. The Heat have lost 2 straight, but they were literally to like Dallas and Oklahoma City, so that's two
yeah.
top contenders in the West. And they were close games, 7 points and 6 points. So, nothing to hang your hat
We're
about.
not too
You're going
far
to lose
back
to
from
good
anybody
teams. So,
either. We're only down two
right.
games to the
You guys
Magic
are
and
right
Knicks.
there.
So yeah. So
You're technically in the 7 seed, which is the play-in, but you're a half a game behind the
yeah,
8 seed, which is I think it's the Pacers right now. So it like I said, this hairlines and obviously after last year, you guys aren't afraid to go into the play-in. So
yeah. We're
I still don't think. Let's take a quick peek at the standings here. Yeah. Actually, no. You are in the 6 seed. You have. You're technically tied with Philly, but I guess you got tiebreakers. Philly's going to be in the play-in. There's no
yeah,
way that they're going to claw their way back up. Orlando, again, they've played well and they've had some big wins, but now it's starting to come to crunch time, and I almost feel like it's going to be between them and the Pacers to get that last spot. The Sixers would have been a lock, but you lose your 2 best players, your 3 best players now.
yeah, for
You
sure.
obviously like the Knicks, the same thing. Like you're in the same boat, but the Knicks have enough depth in their role players that they're really, really good. So they can keep their two things. They can keep their head above 500 just to get through this stretch while you're missing guys. And also, they had such an incredible record in January that they gave themselves a good cushion. They went like 14-2 in January. So, like, showing that, that the team when healthy is something not to be messed with. But, so right now we're in 4. We're only 2 games up on Miami, who's 6. But, like, I feel like we'll be in that mix. Orlando and Indy, I think they're only separated by 2 games. So I feel like those two are going to play, fight for that last 6 spot. I feel like Miami will probably be up 4 or 5. It might end up being a Miami New York first round,
Yeah.
but we'll see how it plays out.
Was there
Obviously
only
there's
like
still
10
plenty of
games
time.
left?
It's funny because Washington. As I look at the standings, Washington, who Miami plays today, is officially eliminated already.
Oh,
So that tells you
Yeah.
that is crazy. Like there's actually 2 teams that are officially eliminated: the San Antonio Spurs and the Washington Wizards. Even the fucking Detroit Pistons, who lost a record like 20-something games in a row, have not officially been eliminated yet, but they probably will after their next loss. So, it is what it is. They're none of those teams are getting in. It looks like Boston will probably be the first team to clinch. And then in the West, it's crazy.
Not eliminated. Everybody's below the Wizards.
1 through 4 is separated by 2 games, and then 5 through 8 is separated by 2 games. And then in the bottom 2, 9 and 10, you have the Lakers and Golden State, and like they're 2 games behind the 8th seed, but they're probably not going to get that. So you're going to have them going at it. One's going to be eliminated, and one's going to have possibly make a playoff.
How many games are left?
That's pretty.
How many games are left? The Detroit
Pistons
are not eliminated yet.
We're looking at about they're at about there's about 20 games left. About 22 games left. So I'm just looking like teams are around 64 and you play 82.
Yeah, if you have 8,
so you're looking at about 18 to 20 games.
If you have 10 wins right now, you would have to win 20 straight and pray that everything happened.
Oh yeah.
Like
like I said, when you're within 2 or 3 games, you can swap that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything more than that, you're probably not. So
yeah.
Like no one, like Cleveland is in second. They're 8 games behind Boston. Nobody's catching Boston.
No, I don't think
they're going to be number 1. Now you're just looking for matchups.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing them play Indy. It would be. I'll tell you what would be real interesting is if they get the number 1 seed, they lock it up, and then the play-in happens, and they end up playing a Philadelphia 76ers team that gets Embiid and fucking all these other guys back.
Yeah.
I don't think the Boston Celtics care. They're that good. They're like, whatever. We'll play whoever. Yeah. But that would be some freaking good time shit. Like, hey, guess what? Now you're facing a healthy Sixers team.
Yeah. For sure.
So we'll see. Cleveland, again, now we're starting to look at who the matchups are going to be.
Yeah.
And this hockey's going to be the same thing. Like, who's going to match up who? Once you get to the playoffs, because when I look at like the West, okay, the top 4 teams, you got Oklahoma City, you got Minnesota, Denver, and the Clippers. Denver's obviously the defending champs. They don't care who they play. They're not going to be scared of anybody. The Clippers, you got 4 like all-time future Hall of Fame players on it. They're not going to care who they play. They're not going to be intimidated. But you got Oklahoma City, who's a young, up-and-coming team, and you have Minnesota, who just lost one of their best players, Karl Anthony Towns, who've been around a while, but they're not like a juggernaut. So, like, if they get the wrong matchup in the first round, they could be in trouble. Yeah. Either one of those two, So Oklahoma City, like they were talking about, they got spanked by the Lakers the other night because Oklahoma City, as good and young and talented as they are, the Lakers are just a bad matchup for them because they got big. The Lakers have size, and they have they can play physical. That's not
Yeah.
what Oklahoma City wants to see. Like if they played Golden State, I think they'd have a much better chance because Golden State's not going to pound them inside and play small ball. They're
Yeah.
going to just be running and gunning. But um, it's just going to be interesting to see how these matchups lock in. And then Phoenix, I don't know what happened to him. Beginning of the year, I was saying to myself, man, they're going to be scary. They got, three superstars, but then they could never stay healthy. And even when they are healthy now, well, they're not. That's just the thing. Like
No.
Booker's not healthy. So if they're all healthy, maybe they could be scary, but I haven't seen enough from them to think like they're gonna make some noise because someone's gonna take them out. Like they're not better than Denver. They're not better than the Clippers if healthy. Again, that's always the big asterisk when it comes to the NBA playoffs. But I remember like thinking like, let's say by some miracle the Knicks made the finals. I'm like, who would I not want to see? And I look at every team in the West and I say, okay, the Denver and the Clippers are the only two that I feel like we would have a rough time again. But I like every other team that's in here. I'm like, I would not be afraid as a Knicks fan to face any one of these teams. Oklahoma
Yeah, and
City, they
that,
don't
yeah.
scare me. Minnesota, they don't scare me. The Pelicans, they're very good. They're not going to scare me. They're probably not going to make it. The Lakers, we will destroy the Lakers. And I know we've lost a couple of regular season matchups to Dallas, but I feel like if the Knicks are healthy, we're smoking Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't care about Kyrie. I don't care about Luka. We're going to lock them up defensively, and they have absolutely no answer for a healthy Julius Randle.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
whatever, we're taking our chance. Obviously, it's a lot. It's a lot to wish. A lot of wishful thinking on my part, but
No, for
we'll
sure.
get there. But anyway, we do have to get going because it's been a long day with a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I have a lunch date with some family. My cousin's up from upstate New York, so we're gonna kind
Awesome.
of meet up for lunch.
Yeah, no, you guys enjoy, man.
Have a couple drinks,
Oh, there you go.
maybe watch a
Sunday.
race or.
Watch the race together. Drinking and racing together is how it works.
Yeah, I would actually be down by your area, right? Aren't you over where are you? Lakeland area?
Where? Where you going?
I'm going to Lakeland.
Okay.
Miller's Ale House.
The one in Highland or Lakeland, the Ale House.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Where is it? It's it's technically Davenport, Florida,
Oh,
but it's a
okay. You're
Miller's Ale
going
House.
over there by. You're going on off of I-4. You're gonna be right off
Yeah.
I-4. Yeah. I go to that
Yeah,
house all
exactly.
the time.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I've actually been to that Miller's before. It was funny. Like
Yeah.
I've been there because I had a friend of mine staying in Lakeland a few months back, and now my cousin's coming staying in Davenport, and we're like trying to find a place because I live in the Tampa area. My cousin lives in
Yeah.
Port St. Lucie, so we kind of like
Oh,
come
nice.
together in the middle to for my other cousin who's visiting. So. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've actually been to that Miller's before, so
Yeah.
let's go.
I've been there a couple times.
Actually, we did our fantasy football draft at the Miller's Ale House in Tampa this year. That was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we were going to do that at our keeper league, but I had some plans. I had some things, and the keeper leagues are not an hour. Like the keeper
No.
leagues are 3.5, 4 hour long. It was a rough draft, but hey, I got my money back. I got third place. Like I said, if I could have slipped into the championship, no one was stopping that team. The team was that good. Like I don't know what I did, but I got lucky drafting some rookie. Dude, I never did keeper league before. I won fantasy leagues numerous times
Yeah.
in my life. You know what I mean? Big ones, small ones, whatever. But I've never done a keeper league, so I never played with like defenses and stuff like that. So like I drafted like some old heads. I had like Cooper Cup. I had Travis Kelsey, and then this dude texts me.
Oh, wow.
He's like, hey man, this is keeper league, right? And I'm like, oh shit. So then I just start drafting young and younger and younger and younger. I'm drafting guys that are zero experience. I'm in the freaking Rasheed Rice. I'm in these people
Right.
that I had Jalen Reed, or Jaden Reed from the Packers. These guys are blowing up. They're like, yo, these guys are studs. Zero experience, you know what I mean? So like, keeper leagues are the best because like if you hit on these guys, you're. But then I was like, damn, I didn't get any defense
Right,
players. So
you're gonna have a good player for quite a while.
yeah,
So.
and people are like, yo, some guy right now is offering me. What the heck's he offering me? He's offering me. He wants to give me the first pick for this year and something else, but he wants Jaden Reed and somebody else. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. These guys are pretty good. Him and Jordan Love are starting to play really good together. You know what I mean? And it was only his
Yeah.
first year, and I'm like, nah, I don't know. I said, he's like, just let me know. I'm like, is the first pick worth it? Like, do I want?
I'm supposed to have a first pick in my league next year. You know, they want to vote to change it. I'm like, dude, I finished in last. I should get the first pick.
Yeah.
Although honestly, I should get the pick where I want to pick. And if I had a pick where I want to pick,
4.
I wouldn't be the first. I would
4.
probably take either 4 or 5.
Yep, those are
because 4 or 5, 10-man league, you're getting the middle pick every single time. And it's definitely.
That's where I win my bread and butter. I won almost every league if I had the 4th or 5th pick because you're right. It's the best. Because when you get back-to-back picks, it's nice, but then it takes so long to come back to you that like you get good players, but you lose some good players because you're in this weird position, and that's how you move.
Yeah.
But like I tell everybody that is really good at fantasy football, if you don't know how to play the waiver wire, you're not going to win fantasy football. I promise you. Because the waiver wire is going to be your best friend. I'm not saying like abuse it and don't waste all your credits or whatever. Because our credit is $100. So if you put it in there, even if no one bets it like 0 and you bet it like 15, you lose that 15 no matter what. It's not like an eBay bid or something like that. So I always tell people play the waiver wire. If it's free, then you're gonna play the waiver wire every week. Because some people don't take advantage of the waiver wire if it's free. If it's not free, like our league. Or my keeper league, it's not free, so I put it. Yeah, you can put $0, but if someone bids on that guy, then you don't get the opportunity. Like I've lost guys because I put like $5 and they put like 15, or I've got some guys for free. You know what I mean? If no one's looking at them, you're gonna grab them. Like I grab because it's not. That's what it is. There's no order on the waiver wire. It's all bid process. Like if you got the money, you get the player. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing.
Right.
But like I bet $1 one time. I'm like, and no one bid on them, and I'm like, motherfuckers, I lost $1. You know what I mean? It's not gonna kill me, but I think I only spent $25, and I came in 3rd place. And if I would have slipped into the championship game, I won by 100 points on the guy who played that week in the championship round. I would have won $1,000. So, unfortunately, it didn't work, but at least I got my $100 back, and I live for another year.
There you go.
Yeah, even though this year I'm taking everybody fucking down. I'm gonna draft so damn good in this thing. I don't even know how to draft on the 2nd year because what do we do? Like,
well, you have all your guys that you need, right? How many guys do you get to keep?
You get to keep the whole team.
Okay.
Yeah, they retire. Like when they retire, that's when you lose them.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I guess.
So there is really. I mean, I guess you're just looking for rookies, but then again, think about it. If you get the first pick, you get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes, you're taking him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're taking Marvin. That's why I said. That's why he said he's like you want to take Jaden Reed, but I'm like these guys are like 1 year in, and they're playing really good.
Right.
And I'm not saying I think Harrison Jr. is going to be a fucking stud, but do I want to lose two starting wide receivers for one?
Mm-hmm.
Like what if I lose Rasheed Rice and Jaden Reed for that first overall pick to get Harrison, and then those are 2 really good players. Like Rasheed Rice with Patrick Mahomes is going to be really good for a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to lose that. So like,
I don't
will you give me Travis Kelce? I'll give you Travis Kelce for the first pick. He's in 10 years, and I'll find a tight end somewhere. What sucks is I tried to get Sam Laporta, but it didn't work. It was gone before my turn, but that was my next pick, and I was like, damn, if I would have got Sam Laporta.
Look at that. We're still talking about football, and we're not even at the draft yet right now.
Yeah, well, we're getting excited for that.
That's how it works.
Well, it's going to get real soon because it's already it's the 13th, so in 3 days is the league. So people are gonna start signing on Monday actually.
Mm-hmm.
So because they're allowed to, that's the tamper period. So you can sign players, you just can't sign the contract. You can literally agree to it, so they can change their mind if they want. But I've never seen a player back out of a contract, not in my
Right.
not in my lifetime, I don't think. But it's possible. But yeah, we appreciate you all. Thank you all. I know John has to go. We were talking about racing and stuff like
You
that.
do.
But I put $5 on Damien D.
On
Hamlin.
today.
So we'll see. Everyone have a good day. Stay positive. Love you all. Tell them we're out, John.
See you later.
We're out.
Yep.